in Toronto's favor after the Bruins take a 1-0 lead because Thornton answers the bell.
But he gives it away to Ryder. Ryder closes to Savard. The shot's gone.
On March 7, 2010, a single moment changed the course of two NHL careers and forced the league to confront its stance on player safety. In a game between the Boston Bruins and Pittsburgh Penguins, Matt Cooke delivered a blindside hit to Marc Savard that would become one of hockey's most controversial plays. The incident sparked heated debates about violence in hockey, player safety, and the NHL's responsibility to protect its athletes. More than a decade later, this hit remains a turning point in how the sport approaches player safety and head injuries. If you enjoy in-depth hockey content, make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel and turn on that notification bell so you don't miss any upcoming videos. Marc Savard was everything you'd want in an elite NHL center. A masterful playmaker with exceptional vision, Savard had established himself as one of the league's premier passers. In the 2008-2009 season, he led the Boston Bruins with 88 points, cementing his status as the team's offensive catalyst. Known for his creativity and hockey IQ, Savard was in his prime at 32, having scored at nearly a point-per-game pace throughout his career. Savard's journey to NHL stardom had been impressive. After being selected 91st overall by the Rangers in the 1995 draft, he had worked his way up through the ranks, becoming one of the league's most reliable players. His time with the Boston Bruins had been particularly successful. In his first season with the team, he recorded 96 points, including 74 assists, ranking him third in the league for assists behind only Joe Thornton and Sidney Crosby. Matt Cooke, on the other hand, had carved out a different kind of NHL career. A scrappy forward who'd worked his way up from being a sixth-round draft pick, Cooke had become known as one of the league's most notorious agitators. By 2010, he'd already received multiple suspensions for dangerous hits, earning a reputation as a player who often crossed the line between physical and dirty play. Despite this, he remained a valuable contributor to the Penguins, having helped them win the Stanley Cup in 2009. Cooke's style of play had always been controversial, but it was also effective. He was the type of player that coaches loved to have on their team, but hated to play against. His ability to get under his opponent's skin while contributing offensively made him valuable, even as his reputation for dangerous plays grew. Before the Savard incident, he had already been suspended twice in the 2008-09 season alone for his hits to the head. The fateful moment came late in the third period of what had been a typical regular season game. Savard had just released a shot in the offensive zone when Cooke approached from his blind side. Without warning, Cooke delivered a devastating blow to Savard's head, sending the Bruins star crashing to the ice. Savard lay motionless, clearly unconscious as medical staff rushed to his aid. The hit was brutal in its execution, a blindside shot to the head of an unsuspecting player who had no opportunity to protect himself. The silence in the arena was deafening as Savard remained on the ice. Players from both teams looked on with concern, and even Penguins players appeared uncomfortable with the severity of the hit. Perhaps most telling was the immediate reaction of the Bruins bench, a mixture of shock and anger that would soon be echoed throughout the hockey world. The immediate aftermath was devastating for Savard. He suffered a grade 2 concussion and experienced severe symptoms that would plague him for months. In his own words, Savard spent 2 months in total darkness and total silence, only emerging at night to watch TV with the sound muted and the brightness turned down. The symptoms were so severe that he couldn't even talk on the phone with concerned friends and family. His world had been reduced to managing constant headaches, dizziness, and emotional volatility. The recovery process was particularly challenging because of the invisible nature of concussion symptoms. While a broken bone can be seen on an X-ray and has a clear healing timeline, Savard found himself battling symptoms that were hard to quantify and even harder to predict. He experienced dramatic personality changes, becoming irritable and withdrawn, nothing like the outgoing player his teammates had known. Perhaps the most shocking was the NHL's response, or lack thereof. Despite the severity of the hit and Savard's obvious injury, Cooke received no suspension or fine. The league's disciplinarian, Colin Campbell, couldn't find any basis for punishment under the existing rules. This decision sparked outrage throughout the hockey world. Bruins general manager Peter Chiarelli called the hit a very surgical shot to the head, while even Cooke's teammate Bill Guerin suggested there should have been supplemental discipline. The lack of punishment highlighted a significant gap in the NHL's rules regarding head hits. At the time, there was no specific rule addressing blindside hits to the head, leaving the league unable to properly address what many view as a clearly dangerous play. This regulatory void would soon become a major point of discussion in hockey circles. Cooke's history of dangerous play made the lack of punishment even more controversial. He had already been suspended twice in the previous season for hits to the head, and this incident fit a pattern of borderline plays that had earned him the reputation as one of the NHL's most dangerous players. Media criticism was intense, with personalities like Don Cherry repeatedly calling out both Cooke and the league for allowing such dangerous play to continue. The hockey community was divided over the incident. While most condemned the hit itself, there were those who argued that it was simply part of hockey's physical nature. This debate highlighted the sport's ongoing struggle to balance its traditional physicality with player safety concerns. Savard attempted to return to the ice, showing incredible determination by coming back for the 2010 playoffs. He even managed to score a dramatic overtime winner in his first game back. However, it was clear he wasn't the same player. His ability to process the game once his greatest strength was diminished. In January of 2011, another hit, this time from Matt Hunwick, caused another concussion. Savard would never play another NHL game. The consequences of the hit extended far beyond that season. Savard's post-hockey life has been marked by ongoing struggles with post-concussion syndrome. Memory problems, anxiety, and depression became daily battles. Meanwhile, Cooke, despite pledging to change his style of play after subsequent suspensions, found his career forever tainted by the incident. Even after attempting to reform his game, he couldn't shake his reputation as the player who ended Marc Savard's career. Years later, Savard would open up about the profound impact the injury had on his life beyond hockey. In a heartfelt Players Tribute article, he detailed how the concussion symptoms affected every aspect of his daily routine. Simple tasks became overwhelming challenges. Light sensitivity forced him to live mostly in darkness, and he struggled with basic activities like reading to his children or attending their sports games. His story became a powerful testament to the life-altering consequences of head injuries in professional sports, extending far beyond the rink and affecting entire families. In a revealing 2024 interview, Cooke finally addressed the incident in depth, expressing his regret while maintaining that the hit was legal under the rules at the time. "I hate the fact that Marc was hurt," Cooke admitted, though he noted he had tried unsuccessfully to contact Savard in the aftermath. This complex legacy followed Cooke into his post-playing career, where he faced initial resistance when seeking coaching positions. The incident became an unavoidable part of his story, one he would have to address repeatedly as he sought to rebuild his reputation in the hockey world. The hit did force meaningful change in the NHL. Within weeks, the league introduced Rule 48, specifically designed to outlaw blindside hits to the head. This marked a significant shift in how the NHL approached player safety, leading to stricter enforcement of head contact and more severe punishment for dangerous plays. The incident became a catalyst for broader discussions about concussions in hockey and the long-term health of players. Yet questions remain about whether these changes have been enough. While the NHL has strengthened its concussion protocols and rules against head contact, dangerous hits and concussions continue to impact players' careers and lives. Savard's story serves as a sobering reminder of how quickly a career can end and the devastating long-term impact of head injuries. The Matt Cooke hit on Marc Savard stands as a pivotal moment in NHL history, a play that forced the league to confront its policies on player safety and sparked crucial conversations about the future of the sport. While rules have changed and awareness has increased, the incident's legacy continues to raise important questions about the balance between physical play and player protection in professional hockey. If you found this analysis interesting, make sure to check out my videos on James Hagens and Alexander Barkov. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more in-depth hockey content, and let me know in the comments, do you think the NHL has done enough to protect players since this incident?